What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, we got some news on the AJ Owens shooting shooting case, in which this woman here, Susan Lorincz, age 60, was found guilty of manslaughter some time ago, and she's just been sentenced today. This woman right here, if you guys remember the story, it's out of Ocala, Florida. She is the woman that Ajika Owens, pictured here, 35 years old, knocked on the door to talk to her about confronting her children who were playing in the lawn next to her house, in which she threw a roller skate at one of them and supposedly called them racial slurs. This woman, when Ajika went to the house, knocked on the door with her 10-year-old son, Miss Lorincz fired a shot through the door while she was on the phone, acting like the woman was trying to kill her and be all belligerent and all this other stuff. So she's been found guilty, and they sentenced her today. Take a look at this, and we'll come back and talk about it.
A woman convicted of shooting and killing her neighbor through a door is set to learn her fate.
Yeah, the case against Susan Lorincz made national headlines after AJ Owens was killed back in June of last year. And while Lorincz is facing decades behind bars, her lawyers are asking for far less time. News 6's Angie Casada is following this story live. And Angie, they've got a long list of reasons for their request for a reduced sentence.
Yeah, Susan Lorinc's lawyers are claiming she was in extreme distress when the shooting happened and that she acted out of fear, claiming Owens was the aggressor. But that's not swaying the victim's family, wanting her to get the maximum sentence.
Susan Lorincz is facing up to 30 years in prison after being found guilty of manslaughter in the death of her neighbor, AJ Owens, last year. Investigators say Lorincz had yelled at Owens' kids playing outside. When Owens went to Lorinc's house to confront her, prosecutors say Lorincz fired one shot through her front door, killing Owens. Owens was unarmed.
And it could have been not just my daughter, it could have been my grandsons, and it could have been other members of the community. Clearly, as Attorney Thomas stated, she has no regards for any form of human life, certainly not my family.
Owens' family releasing a statement last week saying, "We believe that standing on the right side of history requires holding those who commit racial violence fully accountable for their actions. While no sentence can ever restore the life taken from us, the court's decision will send a strong message about the value of Ajika's life and the importance of justice for victims of senseless violence."
And Angie, we've been following this case closely in this trial. So we know Lorinc's lawyers have been asking for a reduced sentence. And what are they hoping for?
Yeah, that's right. They're saying, according to the defense motion on this, Lorincz faces about 11 and a half to 30 years in prison. But they're asking the judge to go even lower than that 11 and a half number because of all the factors they laid out. Ultimately, though, it will be up to the judge to decide when that hearing gets underway at 1:30.
The following breaking news: a Florida woman found guilty of manslaughter in the shooting death of her unarmed black neighbor has been sentenced.
Janice is in the newsroom now with the breaking details. Janice.
Nicole Calvin, after being found guilty of manslaughter in the shooting death of her neighbor, Susan Lorincz, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. The 60-year-old was convicted in August for shooting and killing 35-year-old AJ Owens. She claimed that it was self-defense and that she was harassed for most of the time she lived in an Ocala neighborhood. Jurors did not agree with her claim. The minimum amount of time she could have faced behind bars was 11 and a half years. Lorinc's attorney sought a more lenient sentence, her team trying to show the court today that Lorincz has been an upstanding citizen.
From your interactions with Susan, is she a violent person?
No.
An aggressive person?
No, sir.
From your interactions with Susan and the time that you have known her, which has been approximately 12, 13 years at this point?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Is she a hard worker?
Yes.
Back in June of 2023, Lorincz shot Owens in front of Owens' 10-year-old son after an argument over Owens' children playing in the grass between the two homes. The authorities say Owens approached Lorincz's front door the day of the shooting to confront her after Lorincz shouted and threw a roller skate at one of her children. That's when Lorincz pulled out a gun and shot Owens. Her door was locked at the time of the shooting. Again, Susan Lorincz sentenced to 25 years in prison.
Guys, there you got it. Susan Lorincz, smoked in trial. 25 years for manslaughter of A.J. Owens. May she rest in peace. Now, I'm be honest with you. If the family like it, I love it. Me personally, I would have showed her ass the flowers. Definitely. Of course, and this is why I would have showed her the flowers. First of all, what's fucked up about this whole situation, she was on the phone with 911 after she started all this dumb shit. She was on the phone, 911. The woman went over there to talk to her just like any other parent would do. Knocked on the door. She tried to act like, oh, she's out there. She's going to get me. Oh, she's banging the door down. All this other stuff. Went and brought a gun. I think they said it was a week before she shot Ajika Owens, primarily to shoot Ajika Owens. They gave her manslaughter. If the family like it, I love it. But I'm going to tell you something. This is the deep part of this whole situation. The reason why this woman don't get no respect from me, besides what she did, number one is you don't do that type of stuff to children. There were witnesses that said she was saying racial slurs and bothering them kids. Kids are playing. That's what they do. If you got a problem with that, or you got a problem with anything, you could have called the police. There's always outlets and ways to do things, and people don't follow them. And then when the shit go left, all of a sudden they got to try to find a viable reason in their heads of why they did something they know it was wrong for them to do. So what did she do, y'all? Oh, she tried to play to that stereotype. Black women, loud, boisterous, mean, fighting. Try to play that into her favor, and it failed miserably. She tried to get her lawyer to dismiss certain things in court that was crucial pieces of evidence showing her guilt. This woman gets no respect from me. They should take her outside and blast her like she blasted that woman. She did it in front of a 10-year-old son. She shot through that door. That bullet, you know, if she had aimed the right way, could have hit the kid. He was standing right there with his mom. Can you imagine that? Think about that. You get shot and you're on the ground and your 10-year-old son is there crying over you. Sad, man. It's like people can't resolve conflict. People can't. I mean, it's if they was her, because she said they've been harassing her. If they've been harassing her, you could have called the police. That's one thing. Another thing is this. You could have went and spoke to this woman if that was the case. Remember, children govern themselves. Grown folks should be able to go back and forth and talk and resolve a conflict, but you didn't do that. You just had hatred in your heart, whether it was for the kids or whatever. There are some people that live in neighborhoods with other people and they just get irritated from the sound of children playing and they look for ticky-tack things to say, oh, this person gets on my nerves, or this person doing this person doing that. Why? You old. Just fucking enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Kids play outside all the damn time. He'll be loud, screaming and hollering. It don't make no difference because kids gonna be kids. I understand it. I was like that. It's like people think a lot of times nowadays that the way they feel as adults and think as adults, they always thought that way. And how come somebody that's, young don't think like them? That's the part that's crazy. If you're 60 years old, a 10-year-old boy is not going to think like you as far as respecting, boundaries and laughing loud and playing outside. Kids are being kids. You see it in a lot of stories I do. Kids get killed for being kids. Child abuse, they cry, they get beat to death or killed. Crazy stuff. This woman is out of control, and she knew what she was doing. If you looked at the interrogation, she knew what she was doing. She's standing there looking stupid. Now she got somebody in there doing witness, verification of what type of person, but it don't matter. She did some crazy ass shit, and she's gonna be sitting in there until she 85 fucking years old. Like I said, I hope the family, the family seemed like they was pleased with the verdict. Ain't up to me or anybody else to feel a certain way. If they like it, I love it. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.